In the modern world, anxiety is an increasingly common companion. Although invisible, its presence is palpable in the day-to-day lives of many people. Therefore, understanding anxiety, its symptoms, and its triggers is the first step towards managing it and, eventually, overcoming it. Anxiety can manifest in many forms and through various symptoms, some of which might be mistaken for other medical conditions. However, the distinctive feature of anxiety is that it often triggers without an apparently proportional cause. That is, the emotional and physical reaction we experience can seem excessive compared to the stimulus that provoked it. This state of heightened alertness is like a car that has its engine revving even when it's stopped at a traffic light. Anxiety places us in a state of constant anticipation, often for dangers that are not real or are highly improbable. Anxiety symptoms are not only mental or emotional, as many might think. Yes, they include constant worry, irritability, and a feeling that something bad is about to happen. But there are also physical symptoms that can be quite alarming. These can include heart palpitations, excessive sweating, trembling, dizziness, and even chest pain. These physical signs are as real as any symptom of a physical illness, which often leads those who experience them to worry that something serious is wrong with their body. This crossroads between the mental and the physical is what makes anxiety so deceptive and difficult to manage without the right information. It can create a vicious cycle where the fear of symptoms intensifies the anxiety, and the anxiety in turn causes more symptoms, making it difficult for the affected person to discern the cause of their discomfort. Thus, anxiety becomes a dark shadow that follows one, coloring every aspect of life with an ink of restlessness and fear. But here comes some good news. Understanding this process is the first step toward recovery. Recognizing that the physical symptoms are manifestations of a psychological state and not necessarily indicative of a serious physical illness can be liberating. Although anxiety can make you feel sick, understanding that it is the source of these symptoms can reduce the fear and anticipation that fuel the anxiety cycle. In this context, it is crucial to learn to manage our body's response to anxiety. Techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, and regular exercise can help calm the nervous system and reduce the intensity of physical symptoms. Additionally, establishing a daily routine that includes moments of relaxation and enjoyable activities can strengthen our ability to handle stress and reduce the incidence of anxious episodes. Another important aspect is diet. What we eat affects how we feel, and certain foods can exacerbate our anxiety, while others can help mitigate it. For example, caffeine and sugar can increase anxiety in some people, while a diet rich in vegetables, fruits, and lean proteins can promote a more stable mood balance. It is also essential to seek support. Talking to friends, family, or a professional about what you are experiencing can provide relief and new perspectives on how to manage anxiety. Sometimes, just knowing that you are not alone in this struggle can make a big difference in your ability to manage your symptoms. Finally, although anxiety can be overwhelming, it is also an opportunity to grow and learn about ourselves. It pushes us to take a closer look at our lives and make changes that not only reduce anxiety, but also improve our overall quality of life. On this journey, every small step you take to understand and manage your anxiety brings you closer to a fuller and happier life, one where you have control, not your anxiety. Recognizing the symptoms of anxiety is a crucial step on the path to understanding and managing this condition that affects so many. It's like becoming a detective of your own mind and body, deciphering signals that are often subtle and easily confused with other things. Anxiety is cunning. It doesn't always present clearly and can disguise itself in many ways, influencing both our physical and mental health. For many, the first signs of anxiety are a feeling of nervousness or unease that seems to have no clear cause. Imagine sitting at home. Everything is calm, and suddenly you feel as though you are about to give a big speech or as if something bad is about to happen. This sense of anticipation can be disconcerting because it is not linked to any imminent event or specific concern. The physical symptoms that often accompany anxiety can include a heart beating so hard that you can feel it throughout your body, or hands trembling as if you had just drunk 10 cups of coffee. Some people experience excessive sweating or difficulty breathing, as if the air suddenly became too dense to inhale easily. Others may feel dizzy or have a knot in their stomach, classic signs that the body is preparing for something, only there is no real threat to justify this preparation. It's easy to see how these symptoms could be mistaken for signs of more serious medical conditions. Someone with severe chest pain caused by anxiety might think they are having a heart problem. The fear and confusion this causes can increase anxiety, creating a cycle that is hard to break. This is where understanding anxiety can make a big difference, allowing you to recognize these symptoms for what they really are, rather than fearing the worst. As anxiety grows, so do its manifestations. It can invade your thoughts, leading you to worry about things you previously didn't consider. You might start to avoid situations you think might trigger your anxiety, which can make your world feel smaller and your life more limited. For example, someone who experiences anxiety in crowded places might start to avoid social gatherings, which in turn can lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation. Facing these symptoms involves first recognizing them and then taking conscious steps to manage them. Learning deep breathing techniques can help calm the nervous system and reduce a fast heart rate. Regular physical activity is also an excellent way to burn off excess nervous energy and improve overall mood. Additionally, techniques like meditation or mindfulness can teach you to focus on the present rather than worrying about the future or regretting the past. Support from friends, family, or a professional is also vital. Sharing your experiences and concerns can not only provide comfort and useful advice, but also remind you that you are not alone in this struggle. Often, just knowing that others understand what you are going through can be incredibly comforting. Finally, treating anxiety might also involve adjusting your diet and daily routine. Foods that stimulate the nervous system, like caffeine and sugar, can exacerbate anxiety symptoms, while a balanced diet rich in vegetables, fruits, and proteins can provide a solid foundation for mental well-being. Understanding and managing anxiety is not a quick or easy process, but with knowledge, practice, and support, it is possible to significantly reduce its impact on your life. Accepting that anxiety is part of many people's lives and that there are effective ways to manage it can be liberating. In the end, every step you take toward understanding and managing your anxiety not only makes you stronger against it, but also empowers you in all aspects of your life. Exploring the causes and triggers of anxiety is like delving into a complex labyrinth of both internal and external factors. Although each individual is unique in how and why they experience anxiety, there are certain common threads that can help us better understand this widespread yet often misunderstood condition. Anxiety, at its core, is a response of our body to perceived danger, a survival tool dating back to our most primitive days. However, in the modern context, the dangers that trigger this response are often much less tangible than those faced by our ancestors. We're not dodging wild predators, but we are facing tight deadlines, financial problems, complex relationships, and social expectations, all of which can cause our internal alarm systems to go off. From a biological standpoint, some of us are simply more prone to experience anxiety than others, which can be a result of our genetics. If you have family members who also struggle with anxiety, you might have inherited a predisposition to this condition. This genetic predisposition can make our brains handle stress-related chemicals differently, making us more susceptible to feeling anxious. Yet, genetics are not the only player in the field of anxiety. Our environment and life experiences play crucial roles. Past traumas, whether recent or from childhood, are particularly potent in this respect. Events such as the loss of a loved one, divorce, serious illness, or experiences of abuse can leave a lasting mark on our psyche, sensitizing us to anxiety. It's as if these experiences sharpen the tips of the arrows that then, at the slightest touch, trigger our anxiety. On the other hand, the modern lifestyle also contributes its share of triggers. We live in a world that often values productivity over well-being, and this constant doing can make even the most balanced individual feel overwhelmed. Lack of sleep, a poor diet, and lack of exercise are lifestyle factors that can exacerbate anxiety. They all affect how our body and mind handle stress. Think of your body as a car. If you use the wrong fuel or forget about maintenance, don't be surprised if the engine starts to have problems. Additionally, we live in a digital age where we are constantly bombarded with information and stimuli, which can overload our brains. Social media deserves a special mention, as it can be a source of comparison and unrealistic expectations, increasing our anxiety by making us feel that we are not measuring up. That said, our daily habits and how we manage our emotions also influence our susceptibility to anxiety. People who lack effective stress management strategies or who lean toward negative or perfectionistic thinking may find that their anxiety spikes more easily. The good news is that, just as we can learn bad habits, we can also learn good ones. Developing practices such as mindfulness meditation, or simply taking time for activities we enjoy can build our emotional resilience. Understanding the triggers and causes of our anxiety is vital because it allows us to take concrete actions to mitigate it. By knowing the specific factors that trigger our anxiety, we can design a lifestyle plan that not only helps us manage anxiety when it arises, but also reduces the frequency and intensity of these episodes. This can range from adjusting our diet and sleep routine to seeking therapy or support to process past traumas. Ultimately, while anxiety may seem like a formidable enemy, it also offers us the opportunity to deeply understand our minds and bodies, learning how to better care for ourselves in a world that often seems to demand more than we can give. With each step we take to understand and manage our anxiety, we not only improve our quality of life, but also empower ourselves to live more fully and present in the moment. Understanding and managing anxiety is like learning to navigate through a stormy sea. At first glance, it may seem like an overwhelming, almost impossible task. But with the right tools and a bit of practice, you can learn to steer your ship through the highest waves without capsizing. One of the first and most effective tools in our kit for managing anxiety is deep breathing. Something as simple as breathing transforms into a powerful ally when it comes to calming the mind and body. When we are anxious, our breathing becomes rapid and shallow, which only intensifies our anxiety symptoms. By taking control of our breathing, we can influence our nervous system to switch from fight or flight mode to rest and digest mode. Imagine each deep inhale as a wave that cleanses tension in your mind, and each exhale as a current that carries stress away from you. Physical exercise is another fundamental tool. Moving the body is not only good for our physical health, but it also has incredible benefits for our mind. Regular exercise releases endorphins, the natural well-being chemicals in our brain, which are like the sun dispelling dark storm clouds in our minds. Additionally, focusing on body movement can help distance anxious thoughts, providing us with a much-needed break from rumination and worry. The power of nature in managing anxiety is also notable. Spending time outdoors, whether in a park, a forest, or simply in your garden, can have a calming effect on our minds. Nature invites us to slow down, breathe, and reconnect with a more peaceful pace of existence. The sounds of birds, the rustle of the wind in the leaves, and the view of open spaces can be surprisingly therapeutic. Having a daily routine can also be incredibly helpful. When life feels chaotic and out of control, a routine provides structure and predictability, which are like a lighthouse in the night for someone battling anxiety. Routines help us cultivate a sense of normalcy and control over our lives. This doesn't mean you should plan every minute of the day, but establishing regular times for eating, sleeping, working, and relaxing can work wonders in reducing anxiety. Diet also plays a crucial role in how we feel. Eating a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains provides us with the necessary nutrients for our body and mind to function well. Avoiding excess caffeine and sugar, which can trigger or worsen anxiety, is also a smart strategy. Imagine you are fueling your body with the best possible fuel for a long and challenging journey. Mindfulness or mindfulness practice is another valuable technique. Practicing mindfulness means being fully present in the moment without judgment. When you practice mindfulness, you treat each thought and sensation without the urgency to react to them. It's like sitting on the bank of a river and watching the water flow. Thoughts and feelings come and go, but you remain calm and steady on the shore. Finally, seeking support, whether through friends, family, or professionals, is essential. Talking about your experiences and concerns can provide relief and new perspectives. Sometimes, just knowing that others understand and care can greatly strengthen our ability to manage anxiety. And when the burden is shared, the load is lightened. These tools won't eliminate anxiety overnight, but with practice and patience, they can help you manage it better. Like learning to navigate, managing anxiety is a skill that improves over time. Each small step you take is a step towards a calmer and more controlled life, where anxiety doesn't have the last word. When anxiety knocks on the door, it's useful to have a drawer full of tools to face it. Think of this set of tools as a first aid kit for emotional well-being that you can open when you need some relief or when you want to strengthen your mind against the pressures of everyday life. One of the most powerful tools at our disposal is modern technology. We live in a digital age where there are apps for virtually everything, including anxiety management. These apps can be pocket guides on your phone, offering everything from breathing exercises and meditation to sound therapy and mood tracking. Imagine having a therapist, a meditation coach, and a personal journal all in the palm of your hand. These apps are especially useful because they make managing anxiety accessible anytime and anywhere, providing an instant resource when you feel the waves of anxiety starting to swell. Another essential tool is professional therapy. Sometimes, the best way to manage anxiety is with the help of an expert who can offer you personalized strategies and continuous support. Therapists are trained to help you unravel the causes of your anxiety and develop techniques to effectively confront it. Engaging in therapy can be like having a co-pilot on the journey of life, someone who helps you navigate difficult paths and teaches you to enjoy the scenery more. Support groups also offer an oasis of understanding and camaraderie. In these groups, you can share your experiences and challenges with others who face similar struggles. Imagine sitting in a circle with others who truly understand what you're going through, where you can speak openly and receive support without judgment. These groups can be incredibly empowering, reminding you that you are not alone in this battle. We should not underestimate the power of books and educational resources. There is a vast amount of literature available that not only helps you better understand what anxiety is, but also offers practical advice for managing it. Some books are written by mental health experts, while others are personal accounts of those who have found ways to live fully despite their anxiety. Reading about anxiety can equip you with knowledge and strategies, but also with hope and the comforting feeling that there is a path forward. Regular exercise is another powerful tool worth mentioning. More than just a means to improve physical health, exercise can be an outlet for stress and tension. Activities like yoga and Tai Chi in particular not only keep the body moving, but also emphasize breathing and mindfulness, tackling anxiety on multiple fronts. Think of exercise as a daily ritual, a time dedicated just for you, where you can push away the worries of the outside world while strengthening your body and mind. Creativity is also a wonderful tool for managing anxiety. Creative activities such as painting, writing, or even gardening can be meditative and therapeutic. These hobbies not only occupy your mind and keep you focused on the present moment, but also give you an outlet to express your feelings and thoughts, transforming your anxiety into something beautiful or meaningful. Finally, establishing self-care routines can help keep anxiety at bay. Setting and maintaining healthy habits of sleep, nutrition, and relaxation can strengthen your emotional resilience and reduce the likelihood that anxiety will take hold of you. Take care of yourself as you would a dear friend or family member with kindness and mindful attention. With all these tools at your disposal, managing anxiety becomes a much more manageable task. Each tool offers a different way to deal with anxiety, allowing you to build a multifaceted approach that suits your personal needs. And the more you use these tools, the more skilled you will become at handling the challenges that anxiety may present along your path. When we talk about overcoming anxiety, success stories play a vital role. These tales are more than mere anecdotes. They are beacons of hope and detailed maps that show us how others have navigated the turbulent waters of anxiety and found solid ground. Through their experiences, we can learn valuable strategies and find the motivation to continue on our own journeys. Imagine for a moment that you are in a room full of people. Each person has a unique story of battling anxiety, but they all share a common thread. They have found ways to manage their anxiety and live fuller, more satisfying lives. These stories not only teach us that overcoming anxiety is possible, but they also provide practical and real insights that we can apply in our lives. Take, for example, the story of Anna. Anna was a high school teacher who, for years, struggled silently with social anxiety. Her fear of public speaking and interacting with her colleagues prevented her from participating in school meetings and social events, limiting her professional and personal life. But Anna decided it was time to change her narrative. She began working with a therapist to develop coping skills and gradually expose herself to situations she feared. Additionally, she joined a support group where she learned that she was not alone in her struggle. Over time, Anna transformed her anxiety into a catalyst for personal growth, not only overcoming her fear of public speaking, but also becoming an advocate for mental health in her community. Then there's the story of Carlos, a young entrepreneur whose generalized anxiety made him doubt every decision he made, paralyzing his ability to move forward with his business. Carlos often found himself trapped in a what-if loop, which kept him awake at night and eroded his confidence. However, through mindfulness techniques and meditation, he learned to live in the present moment and accept his anxious thoughts without letting them dictate his actions. Carlos also adopted a regular exercise routine, which helped reduce his physical and mental tension. Today, Carlos leads a successful startup and uses his experience to help other entrepreneurs manage stress and anxiety. These stories and many others like them show us that, although anxiety may be a part of our lives, it does not have to define us. By learning from the successes and challenges of others, we can find strength and strategies to manage our own anxiety. It's like having a conversation with a wise friend who has been there before and can show you the way forward. What these stories also reveal is that there is no single path to recovery. Some people may find relief through therapy, while others may discover that exercise, art, or even changes in diet are what they need to manage their anxiety. The key is to be open to trying different strategies and finding what works best for you. Finally, these stories remind us of the importance of resilience and hope. Anxiety can make us feel alone and desperate, but by listening to how others have faced and overcome their struggles, we can feel inspired and motivated to persevere. Each success story is a reminder that, despite challenges, growth and transformation are possible. In summary, stories of overcoming anxiety are not just inspiring narratives. They are powerful tools in our fight against anxiety. They teach us, motivate us, and most importantly, remind us that we are not alone. In this journey toward overcoming anxiety, shared experiences can light our path and guide us toward a future where anxiety has a much smaller place in our lives. When we finally find ways to manage anxiety and start to feel like we're in control of our lives again, the next step is to ensure these positive changes are lasting. Maintaining progress and preventing future episodes of anxiety is like caring for a garden we've worked hard to cultivate. It requires constant attention, periodic adjustments, and of course, a lot of love. The first step to maintaining calm and avoiding anxiety is to continue applying the strategies that we know work. If you found that regular exercise helps keep your anxiety at bay, make it an unmovable part of your routine. Imagine that exercise is like watering your garden. Without water, the plants start to wilt. Similarly, without physical activity, your mind may begin to feel the effects of accumulated stress and anxiety. But it's not just about staying active. Diet plays a crucial role in how we feel. Eating well nourishes not only the body, but also the mind. If you notice that certain foods exacerbate your anxiety, such as excessive caffeine or sugar, making adjustments to your diet can have a profound effect on your emotional well-being. Think of your diet as the soil of your garden. If the soil is rich and well-tended, the plants that grow in it will be strong and healthy. Similarly, a balanced diet can help you feel more centered and calm. In addition to physical activity and good nutrition, sleep is essential for maintaining mental health. A good night's sleep is like giving your garden a period of rest in which it can recover and revitalize. Sleeping well each night helps your brain process the emotions and stress of the day, reducing the likelihood that anxiety will build up and become a bigger issue. It's also vital to continue any therapy or meditation that has been beneficial. If you've worked with a therapist to develop effective anxiety management strategies, maintaining those sessions, even when you feel well, can provide the ongoing support necessary to prevent relapses. Think of these sessions as the regular pruning of your garden. They help control growth and keep everything manageable and in good shape. Furthermore, regular practice of mindfulness can be extremely helpful in keeping anxiety at bay. Dedicate time each day to practice mindfulness, whether formally through meditation or informally, simply by paying full attention to everyday activities like eating or walking. This practice helps you live in the present and reduces worries about the past or future, which can prevent anxiety before it starts. Social support is also key to anxiety prevention. Staying connected with friends and family provides an emotional safety net that can be invaluable. These connections offer us perspective, support, and distraction when we begin to feel overwhelmed. Additionally, being able to talk openly about your feelings with someone you trust can alleviate the emotional burden that can trigger anxiety. Lastly, it's important to be flexible and adapt to new circumstances. Life changes, and with it, our levels of stress and anxiety can also change. Being willing to adjust your anxiety management strategies as needed is crucial. Stay attentive to how you feel and be proactive in making changes to your approach if you sense your anxiety starting to rise again. Just like a gardener tends to their garden throughout the seasons, adjusting their techniques according to the weather and the growth of the plants, we too must care for our mental health with diligence and affection. With the right strategies and a continuous commitment, you can keep anxiety under control and enjoy a flourishing mental garden.